right? The first one is potentially we are becoming someone, right? The first one is we're becoming someone, and there is a test of our identity, right? So when you're having that rainy day, and things are looking tough, and you're kind of low energy and sad, right? Um, Persist, right? And I think we have to get to a place where we acknowledge that some of the feelings that we have are normal, right? And we just need to be aware of them, modulate them, and patiently wait them out or move to the next step. But continue to do the necessary things that we know we need to be doing, even when we feel that way, or just rest, right? Relax. But a lot of times we have bad days, and it's really just a test of our identity. Um, you are trying to go from identity 1.0 to identity 2.0, and you are making progress along the way, and there's just a test, right, to ensure that this is real. Like, are you being real? And if this is your default state, right, the purpose of the test is to see, are you serious about reaching the next better version of you that is operating on the level that you want to operate, right? Reaching further and closer to your potential, further out into who you can be, right? Um, so you have this tension, this external force that's trying to push you back to your default. Sometimes it's also internal. It could be your fears, it could be your doubts, it could be just your sense of, I want to be comfortable, and I don't want to bother anyone. I don't want to have too much impact. I'm afraid of success. Okay. Um, the second thing, right, of how I like to think about this is in the identity game, right? The identity game is about summation. In a different lens, it's about summations. What do I mean by that? Well, you you can have I'm not a mathematician. I just remember some things from school a while back. So if this looks wrong, forgive me. But you have you have uh, different versions of your identity, right? And um, this would be the ideal, where you just keep upgrading and you just keep progressing and you keep learning. But reality looks a little different, right? Reality might look something like 1.0 today, 1.5 tomorrow, minus 1.1 plus 1.123, and you just keep adding. And some days you are zero energy, right? Zero energy. But what matters is the summation of who you are trying to be, right? Your identity, right? At the end of it, yeah, you might have like some up days, some down days, but what do you sum up to be? Are you zero? Are you plus one? Who are you at the end of the day, right? And then when you now take all of the summation of all of your identities, right? All of the different progression. Who are you at the end of your life? Let's just say, summation at the end of your life. Who are you? Are you a net positive? Are you better than you were? What's the magnitude of your better version? When we take everything that you've done, right? When we've seen all of your output, all of your efforts, what can you say you've achieved at the end of the day? So I think these are ways that I like to think about efforts, because some days, like this week, there was a day I just had a terrible day. Things didn't go exactly as I planned. Came back home a little dejected, and I just rested and said, do the basic things that I know that I've already planned to be doing in circumstances like this to keep me moving forward. But I I can I can just rest a bit, take care of myself, and live to fight another day. We're not machines. And that's crucial, especially in the AI era. We want to be truthful, because times are coming, right? And speed will be everything, and some people will burn themselves out. Humans need rest, right? Human needs rest, need rest. And sometimes it's okay to take a pause, have moments where you can escape from anything, like everything, even the efforts of identity expansion, which I did say is an uh, I shouldn't say identity, which I did say is an infinite game. Um, even trying to become a better person, even all of those things, you should have times where you just decompress and just say, I'm not going to think about this for a bit. I'm just going to relax, you know, and refuel. And whatever drives that refueling, whatever drives that, because I do believe that identity expansion, identity modulation, being able to understand our place in relationship to reality as different paradigms come our way. Example, the AI revolution that everyone is anticipating, right? As we exit the information age into the intelligence age, I do believe that while it is important for us to continue moving in continue expanding our identity, I do believe we should be resting. I do think we should be we should understand that human beings are not machines, and that we need to slow down, we need to pause, and we need to and a big part of rest helps us to recalibrate, to be more adaptable, right? So we should be resting, and we should support, and don't let anyone um, make you feel that you're wrong because about how you feel. You know yourself best, right? Um, well, look out for burnout. We should be careful. At the very least, we should do all of the things that we know to do. If there's something I've learned about burnout comes from not knowing why, right? So doing toiling and even if you're having a lot of output, it's just like, why am I doing this? So and the reason why rest is important is because it recalibrates the identity, right? It recalibrates the relationship of your core to the external, and you get to reframe and rethink, because it's very possible for someone to just be they call it stuck in a rut, but just like going through the motions, right? Geez, through motions, living on autopilot. You can't afford to live on autopilot in the incoming AI era, right? You have to be intentional. You must be intentional. You must be intentional, right? Why am I saying that? Because if you're living on autopilot, then you're going to be swallowed up by um, a system. You're going to be swallowed up by AI. An AI system will take anyone that's living in autopilot unawares. You must be intentional. You must be thinking, right? And you should be asking yourself questions. Why are we doing this? Why is this the best use of my time as a human being, right? And understanding that, yes, you should be able to rest your creative and imaginative powers, your sense of judgment, your sense of discernment, right? Even while systems continue asynchronously. Uh, so I hope this helps. I think rest helps us to reframe things as well, right? And instead of just burning out, just constantly moving, even though you're like broken and your identity is on the verge of implosion, right? We don't want regression. We want progression. We want progression, right? And progression is identity expansion. So I hope this is useful. Some of this stuff is obvious, right? And then hopefully this is also helpful for anybody who's just having a bad day, right? It's okay to have one bad day, a few bad days here and there. The real question is, the real question is, what do you do during those bad days? Do you have some you have systems in place to rest, to recuperate? Um, are you are you are you net identity expansion, not identity regression? Like we want identity progression, um, and just being real, knowing our core values as we prepare for what the future has to offer. Uh, I think life is a gift. I'm personally a believer in God. I'm a Christian. That's my faith, right? And I believe life is a gift, and we have every we should be pushing the limits of what we are capable of. I don't think there's room for laziness. I don't think there's room for not thinking deeper, um, um, centering ourselves, and actually dominating the external world, managing it, subduing it, dominating our reactions internally as well. So we are yeah, so I hope this video resonates with you. I'm hoping that you like it and that you will continue to the next video. Thank you for liking, thank you for commenting, and if you're subscribed, I also just want to appreciate you as well, because I know that there are many things capturing your attention, but I'm hoping to bring value as to how we can establish our identity in the age of intelligence. Take care. Bye bye.